Cancer, I need you to pause right now and listen to me with your whole heart, as if your deepest sense of security depended on it. Because maybe it does. You're about to understand why you've been feeling that quiet unease, that subtle ripple in the calm waters of your soul every time you think about this upcoming weekend. Why, even though you've planned your usual comforts, something deep inside you is whispering that this time will be different. Let go of it all. Don't force social gatherings. Don't cling to your schedule. Leave this weekend completely open, because what is coming for you is so personal, so emotionally targeted, so impossible to anticipate that any comforting routine you've constructed will be washed away by the sheer force of the tide that's moving toward you. You know that feeling when you're in your safe space, your home, and suddenly you feel a chill, a shift in the atmosphere that you can't explain. That deep, intuitive knowing that something is different, but you can't put your finger on what. That is exactly what is happening in your life right now. You just haven't consciously acknowledged it yet. Your subconscious has already felt the tremors. Your intuition is screaming at you. Your very soul is preparing for something your conscious mind cannot yet comprehend. For years, you've built your life around emotional security, creating a safe harbor, nurturing the same relationships, retreating to the same familiar comforts. You pride yourself on being a protector, a safe haven for others, the one who keeps the emotional hearth burning. But this beautiful fortress has also become your prison. You're so accustomed to managing the emotional climate, to protecting your heart from any potential harm, that you've forgotten what it feels like to be truly, vulnerably alive. And life is about to give you a powerful reminder. This weekend, something will crack the shell of your emotional defenses so forcefully that you'll never be able to retreat in the same way again. I'm not talking about gentle waves of change. I'm talking about a tidal wave that will overwhelm everything you thought you knew about your own heart. As if someone took the carefully curated album of your life and scattered all the photos, forcing you to see your story in a completely new light. You're afraid of this, aren't you? I can feel your defenses rising as you read these words. Your Cancerian heart is screaming, but I need my shell. I need my safety. I don't want to get hurt. And that is precisely why this must happen. Because when you hide too fiercely behind your walls, love cannot flow. When you try to protect yourself from all pain, you block out all true joy. When you cling only to the familiar, you miss the profound connections that only appear in the space of the vulnerable. The unexpected that's coming isn't a threat, it's a key. But it's the kind of key that looks strange and ancient, delivered by a messenger you weren't expecting to unlock a door within you that you'd forgotten even existed. You can refuse the key because it looks unfamiliar, or you can have the courage to turn it and discover it opens the very room your soul has been silently aching to enter for years. How many times have you looked at old photos, overcome with a wave of nostalgia for a feeling you can't quite name, a desire to be loved that openly, that freely again, to drop the heavy shell you carry and just be? How many times have you silenced that need because it felt too risky, too vulnerable? How many times have you chosen perceived safety over authentic connection, comfort over passion? This weekend will be the answer to all those silenced needs. All those suppressed emotions will manifest at once through circumstances that will make it impossible for you to continue pretending you're content with a life lived behind walls. The force that governs the tides has decided it's your time to deepen. And it is not asking for your permission. It's simply arranging events so you have no choice but to feel. For Cancers born between June 21st and July 1st, this unexpected will arrive through a relationship, someone who will see past your shell and speak directly to your soul, challenging every rule you've made about love. For those born between July 2nd and July 12th, the unexpected will be a revelation about your past, a healing that comes out of nowhere, forcing you to release an old hurt to embrace a more powerful future. And for those born between July 13th and 22nd, the unexpected will be a creative or spiritual calling, so powerful it will change your entire sense of purpose and home in this world. But regardless of its form, the message is the same for all cancers. You are loving far below your capacity. You've settled for affection when you could have had soul-deep connection. You've accepted a comfortable life when you could have had a breathtaking one. And it's time to stop hiding behind the excuse that you're just a private person, when in reality, you are terrified of the depth of your own heart. Fear of the unexpected is actually fear of discovering how immensely you can love and be loved. Fear of discovering you have intuitive gifts you've never trusted. Fear of discovering that your capacity to nurture can change the world, not just your immediate circle. Fear of discovering that the safe, small harbor you've built is just a tiny inlet in the vast, beautiful ocean you were meant to inhabit. This weekend, when the unexpected tide comes in, you'll have a few seconds to choose retreat further into your shell or learn how to swim, to embrace vulnerability or hide in the false security of emotional distance, to expand or to contract. And here's something you may not realize: hesitating is a choice. Refusing to feel is a response. And if you choose your shell, this tide will recede, and the opportunity for this kind of profound opening may never return. There's a reason you've always felt emotions more deeply than others. A reason why, even in your safest moments, you've felt a secret longing for a connection that transcends words. A reason why, even though you crave security, you've always dreamed of a love that feels like a beautiful, wild ocean. It's because you weren't born to live a shallow life. You were born to redefine the Cancerian archetype, to show that it's possible to be sensitive without being fragile, protective without being imprisoning, and deeply emotional while being incredibly strong. This weekend's unexpected event will awaken that powerful feeling part of you that's been dormant under layers of self-protection. It will activate the dormant empathy in your spiritual DNA. It will illuminate parts of your heart you never knew existed. And when that happens, you'll understand why you've always felt like you were holding back, like the person the world saw was just a fraction of who you really are. Remember when you were a child and you loved so openly, so completely? You felt everything without shame. Remember that absolute belief that you would find a love that felt like coming home. What happened to that child? Where did they go when you decided it was safer to build walls than to risk a broken heart? This weekend they are coming back, and they will demand to be felt. The truth you need to face is that you've been using your need for security as an excuse not to be truly seen. You've been using your nurturing of others as a way to avoid the terrifying work of nurturing your own expansion. You've been using your shell as a shield against the demands of your own magnificent heart, but a heart like yours doesn't negotiate. It doesn't accept excuses. It simply beats, and when it's ready to break open, it will, breaking down all the walls you've built to protect yourself from it. The unexpected that is coming carries within it all the love you were too afraid to accept, all the connections you missed because you were too busy analyzing the risk, all the deep feelings you've postponed waiting for a safe moment. But the universe has packaged it all into a single concentrated emotional experience and is delivering it directly to your heart this weekend. And you know what the most beautiful part of all this is? It's that after the unexpected happens, you'll realize you could have opened that door so much sooner. You'll realize the chains that held you in your small emotional world were forged by your own fear. You'll realize that the only obstacle between you and a life of profound connection has always been your own refusal to take the first vulnerable step. Cancer, I need you to understand that the unexpected is not the opposite of security. It is its evolution. True security doesn't come from building impenetrable walls, but from trusting your ability to navigate the emotional waters of life, whatever they may bring. And you only develop that trust by facing feelings you can't control and discovering that you not only survive, but you become deeper, wiser, and more alive. Over the next few days, you'll notice the signs. A song that brings tears to your eyes for no reason. A memory that surfaces with crystal clarity. An animal that seems to be looking right at you. A conversation you overhear that speaks directly to your secret fears. Dreams that feel more real than your waking life. These are not coincidences. They are echoes from your soul, confirming that something immense is moving within you. Your instinct to dismiss these signs is understandable. You've been trained to trust only what is stable and proven. You've been conditioned to value safety above all else. But the unexpected operates on the frequency of intuition. It speaks the language of feelings, of symbols of moments that make your heart ache with a beauty you can't explain. What you're about to discover is that there's an emotional intelligence operating in your life far more profound than your conscious attempts to stay safe. A wisdom that knows what your heart truly needs. A force that has infinite patience but eventually tires of waiting for you to feel safe enough and decides to create the conditions for your breakthrough. This weekend, this force will manifest so clearly, so undeniably, so personally for you that it will be impossible to continue pretending that you are in complete control of your heart. And paradoxically, when you surrender that control, you will discover a strength you never knew you possessed. The strength to feel everything and not break. The strength to love without guarantee. The unexpected will teach you that vulnerability is not weakness. It is the highest form of courage. It will show you that it's possible to have security without isolation, to be soft without being weak, to be emotional without being unstable. It will reveal that your Cancerian gift for creating a home can be applied to creating a home within your own heart. A home so strong and loving that you are no longer afraid of the storms outside. You've spent years building walls to protect yourself from what could go wrong. But those same walls have also blocked out what could go profoundly, beautifully right. The unexpected comes to show you it's time to transform some of those walls into bridges. Bridges to the parts of your own heart you've been too afraid to visit. Bridges to people who can meet you in that deep space. Bridges to a life that honors both your need for safety and your soul's deep hunger for connection. The most beautiful part of what's coming is that you won't lose anything that truly matters. The unexpected doesn't come to break you. It comes to break you open. It comes to wash away what's superficial and reveal what's real. It comes to show you the difference between true emotional security and the illusion of safety you've built by avoiding life. When the unexpected happens, you will feel fear. That's a given. But beneath that fear, you will feel something you haven't felt in so long, a breathtaking sense of release. The relief of finally putting down your heavy shell. The thrill of being truly seen. The awe of discovering that your heart is so much more vast, more resilient, and more beautiful than you ever allowed yourself to believe. This weekend's unexpected event will serve as a test of everything you believe about love and security. It will reveal whether you truly trust your own heart or whether you still believe you need external conditions to be safe. It will show whether you truly love life or just the idea of a safe, predictable life. It will discover whether you truly want to connect or just want to be comfortable. And here's the deepest truth of all. You already know what you'll choose when the moment comes. Your soul has been yearning for this. Your spirit has committed to this opening. Your heart has already said yes to this love. The only part of you that still hesitates is your mind, which has been trained to fear being hurt above all else. But this weekend, your heart will speak louder than your mind. Your deepest truth will wash away your superficial fears. Cancer, you're about to discover that the unexpected isn't the opposite of what you want. It's exactly what you've always prayed for, just arriving in a way you didn't anticipate. It's the answer to that quiet ache you feel on lonely nights. It's the solution to that feeling that something was missing, even when your life seemed full. It's the antidote to that whispered question in the back of your mind. Will I ever feel truly safe enough to love with my whole heart? Your routines may be disrupted. Your defenses may be challenged. Your emotional comfort zone may be flooded. But you will finally meet the version of yourself that has always existed beneath the shell. You will finally find the brave, passionate, deeply loving person you always knew you were, but kept hidden, for fear the world was too harsh for a heart like yours. And when that meeting happens, when you finally recognize yourself in your most authentic and powerful form, you will realize that all the fear, all the resistance, all the hesitation were just echoes of old wounds from a mind that didn't understand that the unexpected didn't come to harm you, it came to heal you. Don't make plans to hide this weekend. Leave emotional space. Leave your heart open. Let life touch you, because what's coming is much deeper, much more meaningful, much more divinely orchestrated for you than anything you could have planned to protect yourself from. And when it's over, you'll look back and be grateful from the bottom of your soul for having the courage to not resist the greatest gift your heart could ever receive. The chance to discover who you truly are when you stop being afraid to feel. If this message resonated deep in your soul, if you felt a shiver of recognition in these words, that is no coincidence. It's your intuition, confirming you are ready for what's coming. Share in the comments if you've been feeling more sensitive lately, if you've had a secret urge to let your guard down. If you've been dreaming of a deeper connection to yourself and others, subscribe to the channel now. Because what's happening this weekend is just the beginning of an emotional revolution that will completely redefine your relationship with vulnerability, with love, with life itself. You'll need guidance on how to navigate these new open waters, how to maintain your Cancerian essence while embracing this expansion, how to build a new sense of security based on internal strength, not external walls. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any content that can support you on this transformative journey. Remember, the tide is coming in, not to pull you under, but to show you that your true home is the entire beautiful, boundless ocean. Prepare your heart, or better yet, allow your heart to be unprepared. Just feel, the best is coming.